Now, in recent years, military men have struck and seized power in many African countries, citing various reasons that include corruption, misgovernance, deteriorating security, among others. Sudan, Niger, Burkina Faso, Mali, Guinea, and Gabon have all experienced coups, which political analysts believe may continue to spread unless urgent measures are taken. Now, some of these measures, according to experts, include good governance that bring about dividends of democracy, being accountable, respect for the rule of law, free and fair elections, just to mention a few. Joining us on the news now is Dr. Victor Okhai, the presidential candidate of Province People's Congress in the 2019 general elections, to discuss this further. Thank you so much, Dr. Victor, for joining us on the news.
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. Now, Dr. Victor, beyond political leadership, what would we say can be the roles played by civil society and grassroots movement in advocating for positive change and holding leaders accountable for their actions?
Well, civil society and community leaders and all that have a responsibility, very large responsibility, to create awareness and civil education. Because the truth, we have a constitution, but not everyone is able to. Like you are aware, during the last elections, we had voter awareness by civil society organization and a few others as well about the rights of voters. You know, this is something that we require because constantly, this is not something that is. We have done several years of democracy, but not everyone is educated in the ways of democracy. So civil society, the media have a large role to play in creating awareness. And this awareness is very important for people to know their rights. A lot of people do not know that they can aspire. A lot of people do not know the minimum requirements for holding public office, and so they may just exclude themselves, although they are popular and they may have ideas, but they exclude themselves because they are not aware that they can aspire and also, contest for power, or even hold their representatives and those in government to account for their tenure.
All right. Now, we also see that economic factors are often intertwined with political instability. How exactly can African nations address the economic challenges to create a more stable environment?
To create a more stable environment, Africans have to take charge of their resources. We are the most resource-rich continent on the world. In the world today. If Africans would take charge of their resources and begin to use it for Africans, then I think we would be the better for it. It's important that our leaders do not sell out because they want to portray themselves in power, go into agreement with additional Africans. I'll give you one example. A few examples. The issue of military bases, across the African continent is totally uncalled for. What it simply means is that if there is an outbreak of war among the world powers today, then the battleground is going to be in Africa because they have their bases all over the place. That's not right at all. Okay. Again, the issue of natural resources. If we were to take charge, like for instance, if we were to process our oil from here and sell it, there's no reason for us to. We would be richer for it. If we were to take our cocoa and process it here, you and I know, for every $1 of cocoa that is taken out of Africa, from Nigeria, Cote d'Ivoire, or Ghana, for instance, by the time it comes back from Nestle in Switzerland, you're paying over 20 times the price for very little addition that was made there that could have been made from here. So it's important that we begin to empower people. It's important that we begin to look at our manufacturing, begin to look at more, what has transformed many nations today, many developed nations, technical and vocational education, innovation. These are things that we need to do. The STEM courses, if we're able to empower our people, then we're able to transform, what the resources that we have here. It's okay to be good in sports. It's okay to be good in music. We have competitive advantages in those areas. But it's also important for us to really compete in those areas also that will empower us, that will help us add value to the resources, the natural resources that God has given to us on the planet.
All right, very well said. Now, looking ahead, what exactly is your own vision for the future of leadership, especially in Africa, and what steps can be taken to achieve this vision?
I think for Africans generally, it's time we stop looking outward. It is time for us to look inwards and empower our people. Why do I say empower people? Our young people are very gifted and talented. And if we empower them, we would be able to. Let me just, while I'm at this, let me just quickly change this thing. Our diaspora community, human capital we are well endowed. If we were to engage with the diaspora community abroad, there is nothing we want in the country that we cannot get. Instead of looking for direct foreign investment, let us begin to look at talking to our diaspora community, Africans in the diaspora, encouraging them to come back, to take part in leadership, to bring those ideas that they have used in the West to come back to Africa and begin to apply them here. If you look at the state like Lagos, for instance, the rail project that is going on, these are things we go to see in places like that. They brought people who have managed these resources, things over there to come and do the same. We can begin to do that in every sector, in agriculture, in medicine, in sciences, in manufacture, in finance as well. We need to engage with our people, bring them back home, let them be part of the leadership, let them be part of the investment drive here. We don't even need to take any loan. Diaspora money can make Africa great again.
All right, thank you so much for joining us on the news to discuss leadership in Africa. We really do appreciate your time with us.
Thank you very much.